World War II. 10 Secrets the World Never Knew. For 6 long years, the world was on fire. Nations collapsed, cities burned, and millions vanished into history's smoke. But beneath the headlines of battles and treaties, there were secrets. Dark, chilling, and almost unbelievable. Secrets so strange they were buried in classified files for decades. Tonight, we open those files. World War II wasn't just about soldiers and leaders. It was about deception, hidden science, secret alliances, and unimaginable experiments. From mysterious Nazi bases in the Antarctic to ghost armies that never existed. From stolen gold to hidden peace talks. This is the story of the 10 secrets of World War II the world never knew. But be warned, by the end of this story, you may never see World War II the same way again.
Secret 1. Hitler's Hidden Escape Plan. When Adolf Hitler took his own life in April 1945, or so we were told, the world believed evil had finally ended. But what if the truth was more complicated? In the weeks following Germany's fall, hundreds of witnesses claimed to have seen men in Nazi uniforms escaping south to Argentina, Chile, and even Antarctica. The U.S. FBI declassified files decades later revealed something chilling. Agents had received credible reports suggesting Hitler might have escaped Berlin through a secret air route using submarines to reach South America. A Nazi submarine, U-977, surrendered in Argentina months after the war ended. Its captain refused to explain where he had been. Coincidence or evidence? Meanwhile, in Patagonia, locals spoke of tall German men with strange accents building hidden communities in the mountains. Some researchers believe Hitler didn't die in the bunker at all, that the charred body found in Berlin was a double. Even the Soviet Union, who first found the body, kept its identity secret for over 70 years. In 2018, French scientists tested fragments of Hitler's alleged skull. The results shocked them. The bone didn't match his age. Could the world's most infamous dictator have escaped justice? We may never know. But the truth, or what's left of it, still hides somewhere in the ashes of Berlin.
Secret 2. Japan's Unit 731, the experiments the world ignored. While the world's eyes were on the Pacific battles, something far more horrifying was happening deep in Manchuria. Hidden behind barbed wire, Japan built Unit 731, a secret biological warfare research center disguised as a water purification unit. What happened inside was beyond imagination. Prisoners, men, women, even children, were used for medical experiments without anesthesia. They were exposed to plague, anthrax, and frostbite, all in the name of science. Records show thousands died in agony, all for the empire's military goals. When Japan surrendered in 1945, the U.S. discovered Unit 731's crimes. But instead of putting the scientists on trial, America made a deal. In exchange for their research data, the leaders of Unit 731 were given freedom. Their files helped build the foundation of America's biological weapons program during the Cold War. The victims vanished without justice. The scientists went on to live comfortable lives in Japan. Professors, doctors, even politicians. The world kept silent for decades. Today, many Americans still don't know this secret deal ever existed. And for Japan, Unit 731 remains one of the darkest, least spoken chapters in its history. These were just the first 2 of 10 secrets. But the deeper we go, the darker the truth becomes about fake armies, secret peace messages, and lost gold buried beneath mountains.
Secret 3. The Soviet Ghost Army that never existed. Most of us remember the massive battles on the Eastern Front, tanks, planes, and millions of soldiers clashing. But few know about the Soviet Ghost Army, a phantom force designed to confuse the Nazis. Soviet intelligence documents, declassified only decades later, reveal something shocking. Entire divisions, complete with uniforms, radio signals, and fake encampments, were invented on paper. These ghost armies didn't fight in reality, but the Nazis believed they did. Enemy spies reported troop movements, reinforcements, and battles that never happened. The deception saved countless lives. Entire real divisions were able to flank the enemy while the Nazis fired upon shadows. Historians now call it one of the most brilliant tricks of World War II, yet it remained unknown to the general public for almost 60 years. Imagine thousands of men pretending to be armies, moving cardboard tanks and fake artillery, all in the name of survival. War, it seems, was as much about illusion as courage.
Secret 4. Churchill's secret peace messages to Hitler.
The world remembers Winston Churchill as the unwavering, defiant prime minister who declared, "We shall never surrender." But hidden letters reveal a side of history few have seen. Churchill secretly explored peace with Hitler. Between 1940 and 1941, Britain's intelligence services intercepted Nazi communications that suggested Hitler might consider negotiations, but only if certain terms were met. Churchill, known for his stubborn resolve, instructed back-channel diplomats to explore possibilities. Why? Because the British were desperate. The Luftwaffe had destroyed London's neighborhoods, food shortages were critical, and the threat of invasion loomed. None of these attempts succeeded, but these secret negotiations were real. If Hitler had agreed, world history could have been rewritten. This story remained classified for decades, hidden deep in the British archives. And yet it reminds us, even the greatest heroes sometimes had to consider choices they'd never admit publicly.
Secret 5. The Nazi gold trains and lost treasures. The Nazis weren't just after territory, they were obsessed with gold, art, and treasure. As the Third Reich collapsed, trains packed with stolen gold, priceless artworks, and secret documents vanished into the night. Eyewitnesses describe armored trains disappearing into the mountains of Bavaria and Silesia. Even after the war, U.S., British, and Soviet teams searched, but most of the cargo was never recovered. Rumors persist. Some gold was smelted and moved into secret Swiss bank accounts. Artworks may still lie buried in hidden bunkers or tunnels in Germany and Austria. Treasure hunters continue to chase these legends. Some believe the Nazis planned an escape economy, hoarding assets to fund a potential Fourth Reich. For decades, governments treated these stories as myth, but declassified intelligence reports prove otherwise. Millions in gold and priceless art disappeared and may never be found. So far, we've uncovered dictators' escape plans, secret armies, chilling experiments, and hidden treasures. But the war's mysteries don't stop here. Ahead lie stories of corpses that fooled enemies, codebreakers who saved nations, hidden cities that built atomic power, secret diplomacy in the Vatican, and Nazi bases in the Antarctic. Secret 6. Operation Mincemeat, the corpse that fooled an army. One of the war's most bizarre and daring intelligence operations involved a dead man, literally. In 1943, the Allies faced a critical problem: how to convince Nazi Germany that the Allies would invade Sicily instead of Greece. The solution? A corpse, dressed as a British officer, carrying fake secret documents. This operation, known as Operation Mincemeat, was meticulous. The corpse, nicknamed Major William Martin, was given a full identity, family photos, personal letters, and even a bank account. Fake letters detailed a supposed Allied invasion plan. The Germans found the body floating off the coast of Spain. Believing the documents, they redeployed troops to Greece. The result? When the Allies landed in Sicily, resistance was weaker than expected. Thousands of lives were saved, all because of a dead man and a brilliant deception. Operation Mincemeat is now celebrated as one of history's most daring psychological operations. Yet for decades, it remained unknown to the public. Secret 7. The U.S. Codebreakers and the Magic Decrypts. Most people know about code breaking in WWII, but few realize how close the Allies came to disaster without it. At Bletchley Park in England and in secret U.S. intelligence centers, cryptographers were breaking Nazi and Japanese codes. The most famous was the Enigma machine, considered unbreakable. Using ingenuity and early computing machines, codebreakers predicted enemy troop movements, intercepted submarine attacks in the Atlantic, and saved countless ships, sailors, and supplies. One of the most shocking revelations? U.S. intelligence knew before Pearl Harbor that Japan might attack, but could not reveal how they decrypted the message without exposing their methods. The secrecy surrounding code breaking was so intense that many participants never spoke of it, even to their families. In short, the war could have swung entirely differently, all thanks to the unsung heroes behind the code machines. Secret 8. The Manhattan Project's Hidden Cities. We all know about the atomic bomb, but few realize the extreme secrecy behind its creation. The Manhattan Project wasn't just about Los Alamos. Entire towns were built from scratch, hidden in remote areas, complete with schools, shops, and hospitals, all to conceal the scientists and workers from spies. Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Hanford, Washington, were bustling cities with thousands of people working on splitting the atom. Residents didn't know the purpose of their work. They were told only to follow strict protocols and secrecy rules. The government went to extreme lengths, including forced relocations of local populations to keep the project hidden. By the time Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed, only a few outside the military and scientific communities understood what had been created. The success of the Manhattan Project and the resulting end of the war in the Pacific remained a closely guarded secret for years. So far, we've seen corpses deceiving generals, codebreakers saving nations, and entire hidden cities creating the first atomic weapons. But even darker secrets remain, from hidden diplomacy in the Vatican to Nazi bases in Antarctica and the shocking truths behind Japan's Unit 731 experiments. Secret 9. The Vatican's secret diplomacy during the war. While bombs fell across Europe, one of the most secretive operations took place inside the Vatican City. Pope Pius XII often criticized and praised in history, secretly mediated between warring nations. Behind closed doors, Vatican diplomats carried messages between the Allies and Axis powers. They negotiated the release of prisoners, helped Jews escape persecution, and even attempted to prevent bombings of certain Italian cities. Some historians argue that the Vatican's discreet diplomacy saved tens of thousands of lives, yet the details were kept secret for decades. Files only declassified recently show Vatican envoys moving through Europe like shadows, avoiding spies, dodging danger, and risking their lives. This hidden diplomacy reminds us that even in the darkest times, quiet courage can shape history. Secret 10. The secret Nazi bases in Antarctica. Perhaps the most mysterious secret of all, Nazi expeditions to Antarctica. Before and during the early years of World War II, the Nazis launched Operation High Jump, an expedition to the frozen continent. Officially, it was for research, but later documents and eyewitness accounts hint at something far stranger. Rumors of secret military bases, possibly for submarine access and rocket testing. Some reports suggest Nazi scientists hope to create a hidden Fourth Reich far from Allied eyes. While no concrete evidence has fully confirmed these bases, decades of unexplained maps, satellite images, and declassified German documents fuel speculation. Even today, Antarctica holds secrets of a war most thought ended on Europe's battlefields. A frozen continent, untouched by time, may still guard the shadows of World War II. War remembered for battles and heroism, but hidden stories revealed deception, courage, and darkness. Lessons. History is layered. Truth hides in shadows. Courage comes in many forms. Suspenseful reflection. The past is full of mysteries. Some secrets may never be uncovered, but by revealing even a few, we see humanity in all its complexity. These are the secrets the world never knew until now.